Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the free downloads for Kill Team. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. So Games Workshop recently came out and gave us the free Approved Ops 2023 Hazardous Areas, and then also Killzone Beta Decima rules downloads as well. So that was very cool of them. And now we're seeing that they're actually releasing the Blades of Khaine and Scout Squad rules for free as well. So we'll have some links down in the description, but let's take a quick look. So interestingly enough, I just picked up the brand new White Dwarf, and they actually included the Scout Squad rules in there as well. I also have the Salvation box set, which has the Scout rules, the cards for the operatives, and then like the ability cards as well, which is probably the best. And those also include the tokens, and I highly recommend those. I think that's awesome, and hopefully going forward, those are going to be readily available for the kill teams. But on top of releasing the rules in Salvation and then also in the new White Dwarf, they're now giving us a free download for the Scout rules as well. So we got 3 different ways that we can access these, all at like different price points. Obviously Salvation, you have to buy the big box set. It was $130. White Dwarf is $11 or $7.50 with the subscription, or you can just download them for free. So very nice that we got multiple ways to access these rules. I do want to actually ask the community also and sort of point out, I may have made a mistake when I was discussing this originally. Essentially on the actual like choose your models, build your kill team list. It's pretty simplified now, but it's sort of written in a strange way. So it says operatives, 1 scout sergeant, 8 scout squad. So you know you're going to get 9 operatives. And then at the bottom it says other than warrior operatives, your kill team can only include each operative above once. So that's all pretty like clear, pretty well laid out. So we know you can only have 1 sergeant. And then when we get down to the 8 scout squad, it says scout heavy gunner. And then again in bold, all white, it says scout heavy gunner again. So originally I was thinking that because one has a heavy bolter and one has a missile launcher, you'd be able to field one of each. But the more I think about it and the way it's like worded here with the white and everything like in big bold, I'm thinking that you have to choose one of those because it's essentially a scout heavy gunner. And then this is just the 2 different ways you can field that same operative. So I'm thinking you can only take 1 scout heavy gunner and you have to pick between heavy bolter or missile launcher. And then you can pick 1 hunter, 1 sniper, 1 tracker. And then obviously you have the 1 sergeant. And then the rest is going to be warriors. But if somebody specifically knows for sure, or you just want to chime in down below, I would like to hear back from you guys because I'm not 100% sure on that. Although for me, the way it's worded and the way it's written in like the bold white down here at the bottom, it seems pretty obvious that their intent is for you to only have 1 total gunner. But let me know because they may have specified that in the past, or it may just be common sense. And I do want to just make sure about that. But you're going to get 9 total operatives, which means you're going to have an extra. Which means realistically you could build the missile launcher and the heavy bolter. You can build 1 sergeant, 1 hunter, 1 sniper, 1 tracker, and then the rest warriors. Which is pretty cool for kill team because you essentially have your 10 models and then you just pick which one of the gunners you want to use. But if you are using those same scout models for 40k, you're probably going to have a gunner in each squad, which is fine. And then you're probably going to have a sergeant and a sniper in each squad, which means that you're going to have to build them slightly different or magnetize or proxy, etc. if you want to use 2 full 5-man scout squads and also run those same models in kill team. But that being said, if we do just scroll down here and take a look at the rules, we've got first the tac ops, and then we've got the abilities, and then we have the strategic and tactical ploys. And really cool, we have cards for all that from the Salvation set, and then we have the actual data cards for each of the operatives. So we have the sergeant, the scout heavy gunner, and again it's 1 card with the heavy bolter stats and the missile launcher stats, so again makes me think you only get 1. And then of course we got the hunter, the sniper, and then the tracker and the warrior. And again we have cards for all those from the Salvation set, which is pretty awesome. And then we have also the equipment cards. So pretty cool that they included all that in the Salvation set, and hopefully they do that going forward. Also the tokens are pretty cool as well. Now obviously you can use your generic tokens or whatever, but I do like having the various like objective tokens and all the other stuff. And then just scrolling down here, then we see like the spec ops rules, which is pretty neat. Obviously they have some various different stuff right here, the equipment, all that good stuff, strategic assets, requisitions, and then the different like spec ops, which is pretty cool if you're going to do like a campaign. So that is it for the actual scouts. So pretty neat. We got multiple ways to access these resources at various different price points, including free, link in the description for the download. And then just jumping over here, we have the Blades of Khaine as well. So they were also in the Salvation box set, but they were not in the recent White Dwarf. So I'm not sure that after giving these away for free now, that they would ever print them in a White Dwarf. Honestly, seems a little bit redundant to me, but maybe we'll see that going forward. So Blades of Khaine is the new Eldari kill team, the bespoke one. And then going down here, the way you can take these is essentially you have your choice between one of 3 Exarchs, and then you fill out the rest of the kill team with the Blades of Khaine, which are just like the generic aspect warriors from those 3 different shrines. So right off the bat, you get 1 operative selected from the following list, which is either the Dire Avenger Exarch, the Howling Banshee Exarch, or the Striking Scorpion Exarch. Obviously, the actual kill team itself came with just 10 Striking Scorpions, so you're fairly restricted. And again, that does make this kill team a little on the expensive side. If you want to do a blend and you don't already have a bunch of these models, you would potentially need 1 squad of Dire Avengers, 1 squad of Howling Banshees, and I think it's $45 for 5 Howling Banshees or $42 for 5 Dire Avengers. So with this box being $75, you're talking about like a $155 kill team roughly. If you want to have a little bit of everything, you could potentially trade off like 5 of your Scorpions for one of these other ones if you can find somebody else who has some. So you could get into them for a little closer to like $125, but this is probably the most expensive kill team so far if you want to field like the different options. So that being said, you pick your Exarch, and then going down here, you're going to get 7 Blades of Khaine from the following list: regular Dire Avenger Warrior, regular Howling Banshee Warrior, or Striking Scorpion Warrior. So the Blades of Khaine, you're going to get 8 total models. The Scouts, you're going to get 9. And again, this box set does come with 10, but they are all Striking Scorpions. So realistically, there's no reason not to build an Exarch with 4 warriors, and then another Exarch with 4 more warriors, and then you could use them in 40k as 2 5-man squads, or obviously you have the ability to field a full kill team and just not use the extra Exarch and a couple of the other models. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch, and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. So pretty cool. And then the archetype we have for Dire Avengers, it's security. For Howling Banshees, it's recon. And for Striking Scorpions, it's infiltration. And then you have access to seek and destroy regardless. And then whichever one you take the most of is going to be the one from this list you can choose. So in this case, the box set's going to have the Striking Scorpions. So you'd be using seek and destroy and infiltration. So pretty cool that actually how you build your kill team lets you use different archetypes. All right. And then again, if you picked up Salvation, you're going to have the actual cards for all these, which is pretty cool. And then the book itself has all the rules, but it is nice once again to have this as a free resource as well. So we have the 3 tac ops. Then we have our strategic ploys and tactical ploys, 4 of each. And then, of course, we have the abilities. And then just scrolling down here, we have our actual datasheet cards. And it is really nice to have the Salvation actual like datasheet cards. But we have the Dire Avenger Exarch and then Dire Avenger Warrior. And then we have the Dire Avenger aspect techniques, which are specific to the Dire Avengers, which is pretty cool. A little something different. And then we have the Howling Banshee Exarch, Howling Banshee Warrior. And then again, we have the Howling Banshee aspect techniques. And then we have the Striking Scorpion Exarch, Striking Scorpion Warrior, and then the Striking Scorpion aspect techniques. So laid out a little bit different than some of the other kill teams. And then finally we have our equipment down here at the bottom. And then you go into the actual spec ops rules for, again, if you're doing like a campaign and some neat little spins, extra equipment, stuff like that. Always fun to play through the campaigns. And for kill team, they're definitely set up in a nice way. And then we have the spec ops at the bottom. So definitely very cool. Always got to give it to Games Workshop when they give away the rules for free. So definitely liking that we have now the Scout Squad, the Blades of Khaine, Killzone, Beta Decima, and then of course the approved ops hazardous areas. And then if we do scroll down here, there's been a bunch of like recent uploads as well over the last like 6 months or so that are still relevant. You have access to the Intercession Squad, and then of course the Balance Status Light. So definitely nice that Games Workshop's been giving away so much of that. And now you basically have 3 different kill teams you can grab the rules for free right here from this. And those are like actual bespoke kill teams, and then the actual kill zone rules and everything as well. And then they have put a bunch of like other various like kill teams in various places, like obviously the White Dwarfs, Kill Team Annual, and all that different stuff. And then we know before long, probably if they stick to what they've been doing previously, like the Salvation and Killzone Beta Decima came out at the beginning of the year, And that was essentially like right in line with the quarterly releases that they did last season. So assuming that they're still going to do that, even though they kind of changed up the boxes and broke apart Beta Decima and Kill Team Salvation, I would assume that we're going to get the Nightmare, which is the Drukhari Mandrakes, versus the Night Lords Chaos Space Marines. And then it has a nice little piece of terrain in there as well. And that would be like the equivalent of the Salvation box. And then potentially we would get those rules for free as well. Maybe a White Dwarf article, but definitely obviously like the tokens and all the cool cards and everything in that box. So assuming they're still sticking to the quarterly releases, you know, January, February, March would be covered by the Salvation box. And then probably somewhere around April, we'll start getting, or at least getting like pre-order access to Nightmare. So very cool. Definitely looking forward to that. Absolutely love the new Mandrake models. And then the upgrade frame that's going to let you build those new Night Lords is awesome. Not only just for Kill Team, but there's enough bits on that sprue that you'd potentially be able to start building actual plastic Night Lords for like a 40k themed army as well. So very, very cool. Obviously, Night Lords are awesome. The new Mandrake models are absolutely amazing as well. And then the new piece of terrain that they showed off too in that box set is really cool. So definitely some exciting stuff going on for Kill Team. Obviously love to see Games Workshop giving away some free rules. Let me know what you guys think down below. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man. And like always, when Games Workshop does something right, I'm going to give them that high five. So keep it up, Games Workshop. And I'm out of here.